Hey guys, it's me Caitlin, and today I am filming a mukbang. So we got some nice little Chipotle. I got some Chipotle, and I'll just give you a little haul. I got some nice chips, and then I got a nice quesadilla. I know it's pronounced quesadilla. I'm just trying to be funny and quirky. And then I got a burrito bowl, which this was a lot of money. It's like $14 for all this, and I'm very sad that I just spent $14 on all this. I had a gift card, so I'm not as salty. My burrito bowl has steak, cheese, and rice because I'm a very picky eater. And then I got a water cup and put Sprite in it. I got a fork too. Go fork yourself. I thought it'd be really fun to film a mukbang today, mukbang, whatever it's called, because I was bored and I went to church and then I was hungry. Mother, I keep getting rice everywhere. It's fine. I'm not that bitter. Me eating the rice off my table. So how has your week been? My week has been pretty terrible. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I don't know how much of it I'm going to talk about because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know. It's just been kind of one of those weeks where, like, someone said some stuff and it really bothered me. And, like, I'm not someone who gets bothered by a lot of things. I really know I am. But, it's always the same things that bother me, where it's like, I just don't like it when people hate on other people. So, like, I'm a Christian. I always say that, like, in every video. But, I'm a Christian, and I love God. And, cut to Ellen, I love God, but I drink a little.
I love Jesus, but I drink a little.
I like God. God's cool. But the thing that always frustrated me about Christians, and I've even said it in, like, a previous video that I made, like, my Dear Christian video, is that I have never been a Christian who has liked to hate on other people. Where, like, some Christians like to say homosexuality is a sin, and I think that is bullcrap. I think it's dumb. And it just sucks that people think that way. I'm just not someone who's like that. And, like, I also don't care if you have an abortion. Because, frankly, it's your body. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my choice. It's not my opinion. Like, I shouldn't be able to say something to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my body. I'm not the one who's pregnant. And the fact of the matter is, pregnancy is really hard. Like, I mean, from what I've heard. I haven't been pregnant. Not yet. Maybe never. Who knows? But, like, I just would never, like, be like, oh, you have to keep the baby. Like, that's so dumb. Like, personally, I don't know if I could ever do it. But that's just me. But I have so much respect for those women because there's a lot of emotional trauma that comes along with that. And there's a lot of hormones that come along with aborting a child. And, like, I just have so much respect for women who go through that. And I have respect for people who for women who go through pregnancy too. And people who go through the adoption system. I think every single way that you go to have a child is so, like, stressful. And it's so much hard work, and I respect it so much. So thanks, Mom. Oh, I didn't talk about the rest of my week. So, we had a speaker who said some things at church, at school. And I'm not going to go too into it because I don't want to get kicked out of school. We also had a golf tournament this week. And it's just been stressful, man. It's been a stressful week where I've had to catch up on 2 days of work. And then today I just sing at church. I just sing like a solo thing. And I bombed it. It was terrible. Like 0 out of 10. Like awful. I really am a plain Jane who really loves just cheese quesadillas. I think they're so good. Chipotle puts a lot of breading on them. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I like breading. Oh, and then yesterday, my grandma was helping someone. You know, my grandma's 95. My grandma fell trying to help a woman get her mail out of her mailbox. Because they have, like, those little lined up mailboxes. and the one has a bad leg, and she asked my grandma to reach it, and she reached up high and she slipped and fell and has a black eye now. She didn't get really hurt, but it's always scary when a 95-year-old falls. There's so much grief. Like, whenever I think about mukbangs, I always think about my friend who I filmed it with. And my last one got so much, like there's more dislikes on it than there are likes, because we talked about some really toxic people. And I think they're a little salty. I think they still watch my videos just to, like, be like, oh. I would also like to say that, you are not going to see certain people on my channel anymore. You've probably noticed that there are certain people who I do not see anymore. There is great reason for that. Maybe one day I'll spill the tea on them. Probably not, because you know what? I'm not a terrible person. There were some falling outs that happened, and right now I'm too lazy to private the videos, but eventually those videos will be privated. We can talk a little bit about this drama. There's a lot of high school drama, which is so dumb. Here's the thing. How should I put this? I haven't always been a great person. In fact, I wouldn't even say I'm a great person now. Like, I'm an okay person. But before, I was not a good person at all. Oh, crunchy. The thing that happened was I changed a lot when I came into high school. Like, I decided I didn't want to be a mean person anymore. I didn't want to bully people. And it took a lot of change, where freshman year I was still kind of not a nice person. Sophomore year, I just didn't talk to anyone. Like, literally, I went 2.5 weeks without talking to anyone at school. And then junior year, I was just depressed and some other stuff. But I was a pretty nice person where I was talking to people and just trying to be nice. And then my senior year, I was just really nice, you know? But I have my moments still where I was mean. There's a couple people where I feel really bad of how things ended, and I would love to be friends again. But then there's other people where I'm like, bye. Like, some of these endings just really hurt me. And it sucks. Because I don't like to admit that I get hurt, but they really did hurt me when they decided that they wanted no more parts of me. So, and the problem is, I give like 110%. My parents are very generous to me, and I like to share that generosity by, I like to pay for things. So I'll take people out to dinner sometimes, and I'll take them out to do other things sometimes, and it's like, we'll just do that. Like, the fact of the matter is, my parents are pretty well off. We're not by any means rich. No, not rich at all. I would say that we are upper middle class, which, I mean, is a great place to be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have any white privilege either. Like, my parents had white privilege, and I have white privilege, and I also have the privilege of being middle class and not the lower class. I mean, I'm sure it would have more benefits, like Lori Loughlin for paying $500,000 for her daughters to get into school. But unfortunately, I don't have those kind of benefits. Like, can we just talk about how people don't own up to their, like, to their whatever, like their class that they're in? Can we just talk about that for a second? Like, how do you not own up to being who you are? Like, how do you just, like, I get it. I go around sometimes and I'm like, whoa. Don't pair me with those upper upper class people. Shoot. Don't compare me to some people who have a lot of money. Because my parents haven't always had it easy. We bought a house right when the market crashed in 2008. We bought a house in like 2010 in that nice neighborhood when it was like foreclosing. So we moved in there. My mom lost her job. And she lost her job for, I want to say she was unemployed for 3 or 4 years. Like, it was pretty terrible. So it was just my dad, and then my mom was working little jobs trying to make as much money. Then she started commuting from where we lived to Chicago, which was like a 2-hour drive every day. And so I wouldn't even see my mom anymore. And like, things got pretty bad. not trying to tell you my sob story to be like, oh, I was once poor, please feel bad for me. But like, I get why people don't want to be put into those higher categories, because people shame people all the time for having money. Just like how people who don't have money, once people know that you don't have money, you get shamed. Once people know that you have a little bit more money, you get shamed for that too. And if you buy nice things, you get shamed just as if you don't buy those nice things. So it's really a lose-lose situation, but that's how it is in any situation where like people will automatically assume that you're something that you're not, based off of like what your parents are like and what your beliefs are, like religiously or political or anything. Like there's just so many ways that people just like will think, oh, once they hear one thing, they automatically think that they know you and your life story. And I think it really sucks. And like they do it with body image too. Like if you're a pretty girl, they're like, oh, your life is so easy, blah blah blah. If you're like a heavier girl, you're like considered like all these nasty things, like, oh, you overeat, you do this, you're a binge eater, blah blah blah, you just need to lose some weight. And like people just say all these nasty things. But if you're skinnier, like I'm on the skinnier side, but I'm not like super skinny and I don't feel great in my body all the time. Like I have a lot of body image issues. People get so mad at me when I admit that I have body image issues. Like, okay, let's go to my freshman year of playing golf in high school. Like, I said something one time, I was like, oh my god, I feel fat. I literally said, I feel fat. And people were like, you're such an attention whore. Like, my golf team was literally like, you're an attention whore. Not my entire golf team, like 2 girls on the team were like, you're an attention whore. Mind you, at this time, I was probably like starving myself, trying to lose some weight. And so being called an attention whore made me not want to admit that I had issues with my body, because they were like, oh, you're an attention whore. So then anytime like I thought about talking about it when I started to struggle with a severe eating disorder, people were like, oh, you're just an attention whore. Was always running through my mind about it, being like, oh. And like there were people at school who, I know who this is, but I am not going to call you out. They would say like I was faking my mental illness. Like, because they thought that they knew me based off of my personality. Now, if you know me, you know I'm always like jumping around and like, and I'm like always like just talking and like having fun. And I usually am like smiling, and sometimes I'm not. Like at school, I probably wasn't the happiest person, but that's because my school was a interesting place to be. There's something. There's something. But where was I going with this? Oh, she's like, yeah, you're faking your mental illness, and. Literally, it makes me so mad, because if she knew how much therapy that I went to, if she knew like all like this different things that I had to go through, like she would not have been saying that. But instead she took how she perceived me in life, and then she took like, so what she knew about me, she took what she knew about me, and then she took something that I told her. So like what she knew, and then here's what she like kind of knows, where I've talked about it a couple of times, and she was like, oh, this can't be true because of what I know about you. Like, we weren't best friends. We never hung out. We hung out maybe twice, and that was with other groups of people. But like, the fact of the matter is, I get so sick of people thinking that they know someone. Like, I shouldn't have to sit here and be like, yeah, I have mental illness, and then have to worry about people being like, oh, you don't have mental illness because you smile. You're happy. You're faking it because you just want attention. And it's like, ugh, I hate it so much. It makes me want to punch someone in the face. I don't think that anyone should, like, feel how I feel sometimes, where I'm like, I feel like I'm faking my mental illness, because people have always said, oh, you're faking your mental illness. And it's like, no, I'm not. I went to therapy. People have diagnosed me with my issues. And I think you need to just take a step back. Step back. Step back. Stop yourself. People are a lot more complicated than books, and I think that we need to learn about that a little bit, guys. Oh my gosh, I keep knocking the spray can over. Luckily it's empty. My chip just broke. Well, I genuinely care about every single person that's out of my life still. Like, I don't think about you. I don't like spend every night thinking about you, but I wish you the best in your life. And if you ever like need something, like, you can always text me. if you have my number, or DM me if you haven't blocked me on social media. In other news, I might be going out for theater next year. We do a musical for like sophomores, and I might be doing that. But I think I might try out for another one. We'll see. I might just try out because why not? You know? I usually get really sick of filming, and honestly, I've scrapped a lot of videos this year just because I've been like, okay, these are gross and crusty, and I don't really like them. And there are certain videos that I've put out this year that I'm like, I don't really like them, and I'm not having it. Ooh, excuse me. But some of these videos have been really, really cool to make and really, really fun. And there's gonna be some really cool videos, and I'm so excited to film them, and I'm so excited to see where this channel goes and what I do next. And I feel like I barely ate anything because I was just too busy running my mouth. But I'm actually really full right now, and I'm gonna end this here because I've literally been talking to this camera for like an hour. But it's been really fun. I hope you had fun eating with me. I had fun eating with you. I hope you had some really good food. I hope you enjoyed this kind of more serious where I talked about some things in my life that are going on. And I also kind of didn't talk about anything that was really important, but also I mentioned the Olivia Jade scandal like for like 2 seconds. So I love you guys a lot, and I will see you guys next time. Give this video a big thumbs up. I make new videos whenever I want to. That was a really trash outro, but I'm just gonna leave it in because I'm too lazy to film it again. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Bye.